Traveling Mike here, and we're in one of the local cemeteries this morning. And what we're going to do is a little different today. We're going to look at 13 superstitions about cemeteries. So sit back and have fun. And I don't think any of these are really true because I've probably dispelled most of them myself. So let's see what we've got. Why do pallbearers wear gloves? Well, originally it was thought that if you touch the casket with your bare hands, the soul of the deceased would enter your body. Ever wonder why you wear black at a funeral? Well, it's believed that the spirits will see you as a shadow, and therefore the spirit of the deceased won't enter your body. An interesting fact about headstones is most religions, as far as Judaism, Christianity, Muslim, all believe that at the end times, those that are dead will rise from the grave to eternity and their judgment. Well, over 500 years ago in Europe, they believed that as well, but they also believed that the spirit might get up early and walk around before the resurrection. So they put a stone on the head of the grave. That's why it's called a headstone. And that kept the body in the ground. Well, they also would put it on the feet sometimes, and that would keep them from getting up and walking. Also, before burial, they would cut their feet off just to make sure they wouldn't get up and walk around. Another odd superstition is that as you walk through a cemetery or pass by the cemetery, you have to hold your breath, otherwise a spirit will enter your body. Whistling in the cemetery is something you should not do as well. It's a way of summoning evil spirits. Anywhere there's lingering souls, there may be some evil ones hanging around as well. So whistling is a common way to lure them. Another superstition is tucking your thumbs. If you tuck your thumbs while you're in a cemetery or passing a cemetery, that is supposed to protect your parents from death. I don't know where they came up with that or how it works, but there you go. Have you ever heard footsteps while you're walking through the cemetery? You're best to not turn around if you hear footsteps. It could be a spirit that's following you. If you hear them, you should not linger in the cemetery, but head out of the cemetery as quick as you can. Whatever you do, don't turn around, because if the spirit sees your face, it will retain your image, and from then on, wherever you go, the unearthly shadow will follow you. Unfortunately, whether you see them or not, you've invited them into your life, and there they will stay. Make sure that you don't see your reflection in a hearse. Otherwise, it means you'll be the next to be carried by the hearse. Also, don't count the number of cars in a funeral procession. That will mean how many days you have left before you die. Have you ever pointed at a grave? Well, don't do that. If you point at a grave, your finger will fall off. I know this can't be true because after being in the funeral business for 22 years, and as many graves as I've pointed, I wouldn't have an appendage left on my body. Another superstition says to turn your pockets inside out when you're in the cemetery. That way, a spirit won't get in your pockets and follow you home. do not steal flowers or take flowers from the graves. Otherwise, you will be haunted from the spirit you stole it from. Okay, I've covered about 12 things so far that are superstitious in the cemeteries. This last, and most of those are all not too good. The last one though is weird, and I don't know where it comes from, but if you have a toothache and you stand next to an open grave, it'll heal your toothache. So there is a good one out there. I don't think it will work, but you could always try it. Okay, I have one last bonus superstition for you, and I don't really think this is a real one. I think it's been made up by funeral directors and undertakers in the past. You'll see why, because this superstition says the soul will not rest until the funeral bill is paid. It has to be made up by funeral directors. I hope you enjoyed learning about superstitions in the cemetery. If you've got some that I didn't mention, feel free to leave them in the comments section. And any questions you have, feel free to ask. And I hope you enjoyed it, and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you somewhere next time.